What up? Okay, so hopefully this works this time. Hopefully this works. I think it will, because I think this will definitely work this time. Because okay, here we go. How are you doing? Happy Monday. If you were here before, so sorry. If we were talking to me, hey, it's BB. Nice shirt. Thanks. It's a dress. Thank you for being here. What's up? Happy Monday. It is a Monday kind of Monday. It's just a chill Monday. I think all Mondays should be like this chill and happy and exciting and fun, right? Happy Pisces season. I love Pisces too. It is Pisces season. My birthday falls. I love Jesse even better. Yeah, my birthday falls at the end of Pisces season. I'm a Pisces Aries cusp, but I'm a proud Pisces. And I'm excited because this year is my Jesus year. I turned 33 this year. So that's going to be super awesome. Because I don't know, it just feels like things are like coming together. Like I'm at that point. They say your Jesus year is like when you start to figure things out and you're like, you know, like I really want to get like really stable about this part of my life. And that's how I've been feeling. Like I've been feeling like that for about a year now. But this year, this is the year that it's supposed to like manifest. And you know, I've been making moves to manifest that kind of stuff. So we'll just see what this year brings, right? But awesome, amen. Yes, thank you. But beyond that, you already know what I'm doing. I'm stringing the world together, just stringing and singing. How are you doing, BB? What's new in your world? Let's chat if you want to chat. If you don't want to chat, that's cool too. But I like to chat. I think you know that by now, right? Yes, you do. Let's see. I should have brought my other part. I'm well, thanks. You're welcome. I finally decided on something to make excited for Pisces season. Me too. Something seems, and not just for me, but something seems pretty exciting about this year, about this Pisces season. Also turning 33 this year. Yeah, we're 89 babies, right? Yes, Gemini. Yes. Okay, good. And so we both have, I guess all us 89 babies are having our Jesus year. Our 33, and that, I mean, you know, 33. That's it's pretty it's auspicious and it's synchronistic. You know, the 33, and according to Supreme Mathematics, of course, the 3 stands for understanding. And so we get to experience understanding amplified, and so we get to gain a better understanding. And I haven't thought about this before this moment, but we get to gain a better understanding and a better understanding of ourselves and our path and our journey, which is interesting because, you know, that's why they call it the Jesus year, because this is the year that Jesus, like, you know, I think it might have been the year he died, but it was also the year that he like expanded and his message got out there, like, you know, really heavy. And so I guess it's appropriate that 33, 3, amplified, and even going into the 6, it's appropriate that this is a year for people to get really serious about their lives and to become like really stable about things. And if we want to get into the 6 stands for equality, and so that could be a sense of finding equality with oneself. And I've been kind of I've been kind of seeing people like picking up on the different equalities that people are going to be experiencing in their lives this year. And we all have different ones. I mean, some of us have similar equalities, but finding equality with yourself, or finding equality with a lover, with a romantic situation, finding equality with your work, finding equality with your family, with your social situations. There are so many different ways that we're doing this now, that we're finding equality, especially this year. And so, for all of you 89 babies, because anybody turning 33 this year was born in 89, clearly, right? And so for all you 89 babies, just look at this year as finding equality with something that you care about, and with finding equality with something that's important to you, or something that means something to you. Finding equality with your highest vibration, and finding equality with the things that you care about the most. Okay, and the things that are kind of driving you. Okay, because a lot of people are, especially nowadays, a lot of people are being by their career choices and self-expression. And so this is a year to find your peace with that. you know 89, woo. Yeah, this is the year to find your peace with yourself, and to find, again, equality. I'll have to keep saying it, with yourself. Okay, because that's the 6 according to Supreme Mathematics. Look, the sun just kind of came out. The sun just started shining a little bit brighter. Okay, so find equality with your sun, with your SON, or with your SUN. Find equality with your sun sign, and become more of who you are. Find equality with your brilliance, and with the way that you shine, and the way that you express yourself. Okay, there's so many different ways, so many different equalities to find for you this year, 89 babies. Okay, yes, the sun is shining, and the sun is shining for all of us. And we have to remember, that what our universe is going through right now, and especially our planet, our solar system, our galaxy, even what we're going through right now is a complete and total and utter upgrade. And I know every people have been hearing about these upgrades for years. I mean, even before I was born, people were talking about these upgrades to our cellular systems, and to our minds, and to our light bodies, and to our consciousness, and stuff like that. And just to let you know, and from my personal perspective, from my spiritual perspective, and from what I've learned over the years, I like to say I have a PhD in spirit, because of the experiences that I've had, and what I've learned about. But these upgrades, they've been happening for a while, and they're happening very subtly. And very often, we want stuff to happen really big and fast. And now what I've been picking up on is that we are gearing up to a big and fast acceleration, an acceleration of gifts, and an acceleration of ascension, really. And so, how a, a roller coaster has to climb up that hill. That's what we've been doing for quite a few years now. And so, let's see, we've got this is probably started since the 1920s. Like, I'm seeing like the flappers. Yes, graduation. Yes, ascension. Right. Or commencement, as they call it. But yeah, I'm seeing, like, since the 1920s, this is something that's been happening. These are excuse me, these are uh, This is growth that's been happening since the 1920s. And the 1920s is like around the time where like the flappers, what is it, the beatnik movement, is that it, the flappers, and where people were starting to come into their own. I think this was this around the Great Depression? If you know the history, let me know. But there was that depression, and then there was like an acceleration. Okay. And so with acceleration and with growth, and comes revolution, right? And so where there's revolution, and please don't quote me on the history, because I think I've got it a little bit out of order. Please look it up, and I'll probably do the same a little later. But with those movements, with people expressing themselves even more. And now I'm also thinking, now I have to look this up, because I think when was the flu pandemic in America? Because I read that there's a 1918. Because after 1918, that's around the time when this flapper movement started, because 11:11 on the clock, because there were we people had to go into quarantine, and that was a big thing that killed like a lot of people. Similar to COVID. I think COVID did a little bit worse than they did than the flu pandemic. But and after we came out of the Great Depression was 1928, 1929 ish. Okay, so, and then the flapper movement I think started before that. So thank you for looking that up for me, or for knowing it, for relaying that information. Okay, and so 1918 flu pandemic, then when things like started to kind of flatten out, then the flapper movement came, and like they say that after like pandemics, and after being in quarantine and hiding. Flapper time in 1920, yes. After being in quarantine and in hiding, and keeping yourself isolated and away from people, then there's always like this jump where people want to express themselves. Look up to be sure. Yes, thank you. There's always often a jump where people want to express themselves, and we're even kind of starting to see that now, especially in fashion and in mindset and in expression. And a lot of people will be like, okay, well, I used to do and think this way, but now that I've been in quarantine and I've had time to like really get to know myself and see myself, I want to do something bigger and bolder and better. I want to change who I am and be more than I was. Okay. And so the point of me talking about this is the change and the jump. And it doesn't just have to do with quarantining after or during a pandemic. It has to do with, it has to do with our realities switching and shifting, and with our vibrations rising. Okay. Because once again, when we do go within ourselves, we get to learn about these different little parts of ourselves. Hey, Angie, we get to learn about these different little parts of ourselves that we don't get to see very often, and very often it's spiritual, especially nowadays, because with the new age movement and people who are like trying to like find God and like find what that stuff means and find more of a meaning to life, that we're going through that right now. And we're starting to see where all of this knowledge is taking us. We're starting to see where all of this where all of this digging is taking us. And when I say digging, I mean like is like where do you dig? Do you dig within? Do you dig without? And we're all figuring that out, like what is in here and what's out there. And so like the way that I started this conversation. I'm looking at some stuff like actually later. I love the 20s. Yeah, gained the right to vote in 1920. Yes. So the 1920s was pretty big for a lot of stuff, because the suffragette movement started like in the late 1800s, and then like you said, went into the 20s, the 1920s. But when we go within and we find consciousness and then we start to shift more and more. And so that's kind of what we're going through right now. Uh, so I mentioned the flappers. That was kind of a revolutionary movement. Suffragettes, definitely a revolutionary movement. The 60s with the civil rights movement. Um, uh, and I think gay rights movement was even like in the 80s, and so with all of these movements, and even like if we go back to the 60s with the civil rights movement, and also that's where we had the hippies, right? And the free thinking movements and stuff like that, and people freeing their minds, and that was just another stage and another level of our ascension. Again, it's not like it started with the flappers, but like that's where America kind of got shaken up, and it's like, oh my goodness, my my daughter is smoking cigarettes. Like, and I mean, there's like, I think it was like the 40s or the 50s where reefer madness came out, or where that was the proper propaganda was big there, and I mean, people were smoking marijuana, between the 20s and the 60s, and like there was a momentum that was gained there. They tried to suppress it, but they couldn't, right? But anyway, the roaring 20s, yes, exactly. But uh so the radios and cars and telephones, people started to have more of those. Yes, exactly. A big jump in the industrial revolution. Of what was that, around the time? You're gonna have to look that up if you want to look that up for me. Industrial revolution, I think that was around the 1920s, 1900s, or something like that, is when that kind of began, maybe in the late 1800s. Anyway, don't quote me on that. But yeah, and so we have all of these small jumps. We have these growths, these I just want to say, like, there are these small jumps, okay, but we're steadily going uphill. Whereas in the 1920s, we were more concerned about, oh no, our children, like humans, oh no, what our children are going to be badly influenced by this. And then in the 1960s, it was the same way, but it was more widespread, and it was more people knowing about alternative movements and alternative living, and alternative relationships, like with interracial relationships. Hey Anna, with like interracial relationships, and being being different kinds of families, and even the LGBT relationships, that was starting to become like, people were starting to be a little more open with it, 60s and 70s. And then the 80s, with the actual like big LGBT and the gay rights movement, that just enlightened us even more. So we look at all these things. Hey, we look at all these things that have made us grow as humans, that made us grow as Americans, and I mean, really, really as humans, because it's not, these movements are happening all over the world in their own way. Okay, and so we've had all these small jumps and these small growths, and here we are today, where we, unfortunately, I have to say this because it's true. Unfortunately, there are still racist, ageist, sexist, ist people, homophobic. Like, unfortunately, there are still people like that. But I would have to say that we have reached a critical mass where the people who support alternative lifestyles is it far outweighs the people that are against or scared of the alternative lifestyles, if that makes sense. Okay, and so we that's what I was talking about. Sorry, I'm kind of talking in circles, but here we are today, where we civil rights, gay rights, rights for women, rights for children. We're getting rid of like trafficking and stuff like that, and our minds are expanding more and more. Our minds have expanded so much that meditation is like a normal thing. So much that people are concerned about their mental health and going to get that help. And when they can't get that help, or when medicine, isn't doing its job, then that's when it's necessary to go within, or to go to religion, or to go to your highest connection to the universe and to God. And that's where a lot of us are today. And so after that's when we make a jump. This is the time and place for us to make a jump. I see your question. Let me get my point across, and then I will start on your questions, Anna. But like, this is the time and the place to the time and the place in our history to make an exponential jump. Okay, because we're kind of meditated out, like, and people are like, all right, well, if there's no answer to God, or if all I get is this feeling that I'm one with the universe, and that we're all one together, and well, I'll just I guess that's it, and I'll just go back to work. But that's not it. Because there's usually, when we go up this mountain, there's usually little plateaus in between. And this plateau has, I think that has to do with Pluto in Capricorn. Okay, and so there's okay, thank you. But Pluto in Capricorn has been this growth and this destruction. So destruction of the old paradigms, and growth and building of new paradigms. And so we're kind of at a plateau. I would have to say pandemic is probably where the plateau like became very prominent. And we're still kind of in it. And so we're going to have this big, thank you, Spirit. We're going to have this big exponential growth around 2025. And like, that's not really news, because and I'm not the first one to talk about 2025. That's when Pluto leaves Capricorn. People have been talking about that for a long time now. That's how I even like figured out anything about this, about like that. That's really where my spiritual experience kind of started. 22, 1 o'clock, beyond 2012, just reading that information. But anyway, we've got this little plateau, and then 2025 is going to be like this big, I mean, people who would like to say the great flash, or a big spark of consciousness, or Jesus coming out of the clouds on a white horse. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? It really probably mostly depends on your experience, on what you want, and on what you're creating and focusing on. Okay. Oh, I know what I want. I want to have a large shift in consciousness, where it's not affecting people, so that they feel like, oh, I'm forced to think this way, or forced to feel this way. But where it's more of like, oh my gosh, this is the answer that I've been looking for, and this is the answer that we've all been looking for, and we're in this group, and it's like, oh my gosh, you found that too? Great, let's go and talk more about it. And it's just a lot like the Fibonacci sequence, and the sacred geometry, the golden mean, where it starts in the middle and then it spirals out. That's how I'm seeing 2025 happening. 2025 is that spark. Okay. And then people like really start talking about these bigger issues more publicly, so that it's not taboo or anything like that. Okay. Yeah. I think that's the point I was trying to make. I was talking about, and just want to circle back and make sure that I made my point. I was talking about like ascension, and how it seems like it's slow sometimes, but we're actually moving. And then what's happening right now? 2025 is 3 years away. It's 1:11 on the clock, so it's synchronicity. 2025 is 3 years away, and then 1:11 is 3, and then I've got 3 here. Okay, so we have 3 years to gain a better understanding, and a better understanding, as I like to say, of who we are and what we want as individuals, but also what the individual wants as what the individual wants for humanity. This is not about going out and trying to save the world by yourself, because we can't do it by ourselves, but we can do our parts. Okay. But think about, just think about and encourage the people that you work with, the people that you live with, the people that you care about. Encourage people to the people that you sit next to on the bus. Encourage people to kind of think about, you know, if you could see if you had a vision for the highest good of humanity, what would it be? And not like, oh, I just want an apocalypse to happen. No, like really challenge each other. Challenge the people that you care about to like really think about this stuff. What good do you want to see in the world? Because a lot of people are like, I just want the world to end. Hi, Lady E Black. Welcome. I go by the name of MikaelaAndromeda, and I'm just talking about Ascension right now. But all my information is down below in the description box if you want to get a reading. Okay. But yeah, really challenge the people that you care about, and even the random people that you meet. What do you want to see in the world? Because we can co-create, and we can create the highest good. And at this point, what Spirit has presented me with at this point, where we are in critical mass, we can't go backwards. So an apocalypse is something that is not even in our future, like at all. We are at a firm, we are in the 60%, where we keep fluctuating. I keep seeing we keep fluctuating between 64 and 68% of humans being consciously aware and consciously ready to take that big leap in ascension. Okay. So, and you guys all know critical mass is 51%. That was years ago. We've already reached that. There's no way to go backwards at all. There's no way for us to degrade or disintegrate back into, oh no, we're all in this apocalyptic. That's not even a reality anymore. For some people it might be. And that's the point of, I'm not getting religious here, but that's kind of the point of separating the wheat from the chaff. The wheat is the good stuff, and the chaff is the extra stuff that we don't really need. And so Mother Gaia, yeah, a lot of you already know that I've said this before. She has goals. Okay. And her goal is to shine. Her goal is to be the wheat and to produce more wheat. Okay. But the chaff is the people who are like, oh, this world is going nowhere, and we're post apocalyptic world that's all that's the chaff. And the people who want to live in the chaff are free to do that. They are. And there's another reality that is being created for those people. But the people who want the wheat, and the people who want to be the wheat along with Mother Earth and with her goals, those are the people who are going to grow and prosper, and who are focused on, let's do something better for the world. Let's build a better way to be with our families, and to communicate and raise our children. Let's build a better way to build housing that is more sustainable for the planet. Let's think of better ways to treat the environment, and let's think of better ways to govern our societies without control and stuff like that. Okay, so those people, those are the wheat. And that's not saying that anybody's better than anybody. That just means that we're servants of the planet, and we want to help the planet to reach her goals. Okay, so not sorry, because I love going on tangents like this, and I know Anna's like, come on. But we from the shaft, growing exponentially, not the end of the world. Critical mass has already been reached, and we are steadily going up. We're steadily, our momentum is steadily gaining in the direction of ascension. Okay. Whew. Thank you for letting me rant. I really needed that, because it's been a while since I've been on a spiritual rant like that. And I need that. Okay. Hang on a second, because y'all talking. Anna has some questions. Now I don't have my angel romance cards here, Anna. Okay. So let me know if you just want a regular card. And I'll do that. Or if you wanted to change your question, it's up to you. Pluto is returning at the moment. Last time it did was 1776. Yes, I remember reading that. And that's the American Revolution. Shot heard around the world. That's why I also talked about on my Instagram when George Floyd was happening. I got this intuitive hit that because we had been dealing with Black Lives Matter issues. Black Lives Matter had already started and was moving. But then George Floyd in particular, he is the one that made Black Lives Matter go around the world. He made it go international, unfortunately with his death, but his experience made that go international. It was literally a shot heard around the world, and that's why Crispus Attucks, go check my Instagram, seriously, I've already posted it. Crispus Attucks was the first person, a Black man, to be shot in the battle, the Boston Massacre. Yep, and he was the first one to be shot. And if you look at their pictures, they look a lot alike. So 1776, what was it, 2020? Or was it 2019 that he died? I think it was 2020 where that happened. Shot heard around the world. Boom. So the revolution is happening in so many different ways. What angel should Christopher pray to for guidance and healing? I'm saying it was Saint Raphael. Okay, now I want to answer that question without cards. Okay, people need encouragement. Some are very pessimistic. Some are very optimistic. I have to listen to this back. This is amazing. Yeah, I kind of want to post this just for people to hear it. People say they want an apocalypse, but if it was to happen, people would be screaming, praying to stop it. Right. And then it's like the world card. We have good and bad. When it goes good, something bad happens. Yep. And when something bad happens, something good happens. Exactly. Like the world and the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is is ups and downs, and the world is like, even though you've got all this good stuff happening and you've come to a completion, we're going back around again. Okay. like you said. Religion has been perverted. I feel sad. Sometimes people want to run from it. People can always remix religion. I do. I mix them up. Yeah, me too. But as for me and my house, we will praise the Lord. Yep. Preach. Did you move? I'm at my mom's house. I'm happy you're streaming here because I can stream during the day here. So change my question, okay? Because I love your rants. Thank you. Floyd was a breaking point. Yes, we have been dealing with this since before Black Lives Matter. Exactly. And everyone is really fed up. Enough's enough. Boston Massacre. You're in Boston. Okay, good. So it's funny. Actually, it's not funny at all. But my father actually died. He was brutally shot by the police. And this was back in 2001, I think, or 2002, whenever I was 12. But I was sitting and thinking about it here recently over the past couple of years. And I was like, hang on a second. My dad died from a Black Lives Matter issue, like before Black Lives Matter was even a thing. And so then we had to think about all the people that died before that. Like, all the people that have died even before they started shouting Black Lives Matter. Man. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And yep, it's life and we keep on going. Okay, Anna. Anna's like, okay. I know you're patient. Okay. So I'm going to start with your first question. First question. Oops, you're asking me to marry him. Okay, for Anna. Let's see. Excuse me. For Anna Garcia. Anna Garcia. Will Christopher ask her to marry him? Will Christopher ask Anna to marry him? Will Christopher ask Anna to marry him? Interesting. You got the judgment card, okay? That's call to action, call to purpose, and something that will wake him up, a certain awakening that he'll have in order to reach some sort of purpose. As the split, you got the high priestess. Okay, and so this is gonna kind of be driven by a feeling and by like, I don't know, I think this might be the right thing to do. Like I have this feeling, okay? Anna on the bottom of the deck, okay? So the underlying energy of this, he's gonna ask you to marry him, is that's something that will be what a master of his emotions does. This doesn't look like this is soon, but it looks like it is something that is going to happen, but just not soon. He needs to get deeply in touch with his intuition and with those feelings, and of course, there's other things that need to change as well. But this is what's going to be driving him. And call to action, call to purpose, because there is a purpose for the two of you being together, and it even looks like here in the future he's going to be either saying or thinking that, like, there's got to be a purpose why we're together, and you guys have asked that question before, like what's the purpose of us being in each other's lives. It's looking like he is going to find that purpose on his own, even if it takes him leaving, whatever. He's going to find that purpose on his own, and then he's going to come back to you, and there's going to be this big, beautiful surprise. Okay. And try not to create how it's going to happen, but that's jeez, that's the soul contract. Okay. Well, that's what I'm seeing that is like really stable in your connection. Okay, let me know how it feels, and not just your physical connection, but in your connection in the ether and in the energy. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what angel? Okay, I wanted to answer this question without cards. What angel should Christopher pray to for guidance and healing? I was thinking of Saint Raphael. Saint Raphael is great for healing. He guides the air and the healing of the lungs, if you will, and everything that has to do with breathing. For the physical body, and mental healing would also be Raphael. So Raphael will be a really good angel for him to pray to. If he's also looking for physical healing, Archangel Ariel is a good one, is a good angel to pray to and to ask for guidance in physical healing. And so Raphael coupled with Ariel, those two would work together very well to boost his healing. If he needs some kind of comfort, Archangel Chamuel, Chamuel, would be a good angel to pray to and to ask for comfort and healing as well. Okay. Let's see, but definitely Raphael, because that'll help heal the mind. Because addiction, I believe, me on this because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a professional scientist or anything like that, but addiction is in the mind, and I also feel like it gets into the cells as well. It gets into the body. So definitely want to pray for healing for the mind and healing for the body. Okay, and Raphael is perfect for that. Yellow, the color yellow will help if he wears the color yellow. Let's see. Now, because people need encouraging. And so very pessimistic, and I'm very optimistic guy. Let's see. What else is amazing? And a message from Christopher. All right. Okay, message from Christopher for Anna. For Anna. Message from Christopher 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 for Anna. What message does Christopher have? Message from Christopher. There it is. King of Swords. Okay, and so that his message to you is, I am learning to master communication. I'm learning to speak my mind very boldly and very honestly about what I want for growth and transformation. Okay, with the butterflies up there. Okay, and even for freedom with the birds in the background. Okay, that's the base of the message, and there's this determination that I'm feeling in his energy and in his spirit. And it's not that he's completely mastered it yet, because there's a lot of steps that he has to go through personally, but this is what he wants you to know. I am working on talking. I'm working on the art of talking and the art of communication, the art of honest and open communication. Okay. 8 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So the underlying energy of this message of communication is that in order for him to get here fully, he has to go through his 8 of Cups moments. He has to be willing to let go and walk away from old emotions. And this is something he's been working on this for a while, since I feel like this was before Jacqueline. And I think you told me the story, but like there was somebody else. Okay. But whoever it was that like initially broke his heart and initially like made him, feel like he couldn't express his emotions. That's what he is working on, and not consciously, especially since this is in the subconscious and the unconscious. But this is something that his higher self is working on with him and within him, so that he can be a better communicator, and so that there can be more for and between the two of you. Okay. You know how I feel. So that was kind of a message from his higher self, right? Woman, that's what I mean with Floyd. It was bigger than Floyd. Yes. Boston, take the tours. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, much bigger than Floyd. It's the revolution. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. I'm back. Ooh. What's up, everybody? I just went on a rant, on a spiritual rant. It was great. And so, run it back if you didn't see it. And please let me know if I'm buffering, because sometimes it buffers and it doesn't tell me. But then there's other times that it buffers and it'll tell me that the connection is unstable or whatever. But let me know if I'm buffering. I'm going to sit here and crochet. You can chat to me if you want. Ask your questions. I am here for you. I like this. This is going to be soft enough, but do I have enough yarn? I think I will. Other side of this. Yes, Anna, you have 3 more cards. Okay. Let me know what you want to do. How you want to do it. Christopher and I had a good time. He was into me about how he feels towards our relationship. He just says he wants to take it day by day. Good. Felt like it was sincere. Good. That's probably why this card came out. Okay. With this on the bottom of the deck, it sounds like he's doing it. It sounds like he's leaving those old emotions behind. And of course, this is not an overnight process, right? But there it sounds promising. Okay. And don't know that there's always going to be ups and downs. Okay. But that sounds good. I'm glad he was able to express himself and be honest. Okay, so how is Aaliyah feeling towards Anna? How is Aaliyah feeling towards Anna currently? How's Aaliyah feeling towards Anna? Whoa. Oh, okay. Got the Queen of Wands energy. Which actually there's a big message here. The Queen of Wands is actually a really good sign. It's a sign that she's growing up. It's a sign that she's kind of stepping into her little queenliness. We have different stages, But hey, Nakia, yeah, we all have different stages of stepping into our queendom or our queenness. But this is one stage that she's going through now. The kind of the news that, I don't want to call it bad news because it's not bad, but the challenging news that is coming with the Queen of Wands is means to an end. Like and this is kind of how she's feeling towards you. This is not forever. She's your only kid, and so that kids again go through stages. But she's kind of feeling like, all right, well, I mean, this is transactional. I'm talking to you and hanging with you because I kind of have to. Okay, this does not last forever. All right, she's just. It looks like she's pretty focused on something. Is she pretty focused on school, or does she have some kind of extracurricular activity that she does that she is like, it means a lot to her and she wants to focus on it and put her all into it. Okay, it looks like that's where most of this Queen of Wands energy is coming from, whatever the work that she's focusing on. And it's translating into how she's acting and feeling in your relationship because she's so focused on it. She hasn't forgot about you. It's not that she doesn't care about you. She's just like, all right, yeah, hey mom, like it's just like I'm doing this to get through the day, and so that we have a good day, and so that we're on the same page, and so that we're good with each other. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords, this is a really great sign. And so where the two of you are at right now, it's looking like it's going to lead to more conversation, and it's also going to lead to more open conversation and a new way of communicating with each other. And even I'm seeing brainstorming specifically on how we can be better for each other, or do I make you feel like a little kid, or do I give you too many responsibilities? Okay, and that's going to be a really important talk. She's 10 or 9. Let me know, because I be trying to keep track of everybody's kids' ages. But let me know. Okay, but it's going to be a detrimental conversation to have, because again, she's going through her phases, and this is probably more likely than not one of those phases where she's growing up a little bit more, and she needs a little more responsibility, or a little more affection and communication. Okay, let me know how it feels. Did I sum up how she feels towards you? She feels like she is doing everything for a means to an end, but there is going to be necessity in the two of you speaking and communicating, and communicating better. Okay. Let me know how that feels, Anna. Let me know how it feels, Anna. Let me know. Hi. Let's see. I tell you, there's some serious, what's it called? Some serious ascension symptoms I'm dealing with right now. Whew. Let's see. So we've got. Okay, I'm gonna, Maki, I see your questions here, and I'm going to continue with Anna. She's got 2 more cards left, and then I would jump into your questions. Okay. Yeah, I got on to her about learning to read more, and her math grade, her grades were not so well. So now she's reading a book, and I asked her about it, and yeah, she's 10. Okay, good. All right, and so yeah, transactional. Like, all right, let me just do this so that her mom doesn't get pissed off, and so I don't get in trouble, so I can go and do my fun stuff after school, like so she doesn't take that shit away. Okay, don't worry about it. I think, and my son is younger than her, but I think it gets better. It balances out, you know. Let's see, for Anna. Will Christopher and Anna have kids? Current energy. Will Christopher and Anna have new children? Will Christopher and Anna have new children? More children. Okay. Page of Wands. Excuse me. The playfulness card. Okay, and flatulence, the burping. I know, but that's the synchronicity, the coming out of, the release of. Okay, so making a necessary release. Interesting, by way of playing and by way of young fun and young exuberant energy. Okay, and preparing even for the future, preparing for an action to be taken, and it's kind of feeling like the it's kind of feeling like these are the preparations that are being made. Don't mistake me. Don't be mistaken. Do not think that Christopher is just sitting around like, I wonder about our kids and I have to prepare for our future kids. It's not like that. But this is what the energy is moving, especially since you got a Wands card, the Fire card coming out. This energy is being moved for these actions to be taken at some point in the future. I'm seeing the number 3. This may have something to do with 3 years, okay? And remember, 3 years, that's 2025. And so that just, take it with a grain of salt, take it how it resonates. But it looks like there's something to do with the number 3, even if it's just the 3rd child in you guys' life. Again, take it how it resonates, because this is the only energy that I'm seeing, but it's very light and flexible. So there's a lot that can change within this energy depending on your current circumstances and depending on the way that the 2 of you proceed with your relationship and with your connection. Okay. Bottom of the deck, will Anna have kids? Will Christopher and Anna have kids? I got the 8 of Cups once again on the bottom of the deck. Okay, and so again, it depends on if he and you, in a way, it's mostly him, but it's you a little bit. It depends on whether or not the 2 of you are willing and able to leave your old emotions behind, your old emotions surrounding having children, because having children is great, but it can be traumatizing. It can be traumatizing to the female body. It can be traumatizing when they fall and bust their lip. It's full of trauma. It can be traumatizing when you have kids with somebody that you didn't want to have kids with. It can be traumatic separating, the mother and the father separating. But there are traumas that both of you need to get over, traumas surrounding parenthood that both of you will need to get over in order to have kids. And that's why you've got this young energy coming out, the Page of Wands coming out, because there's still some stuff that you guys will need to work through in order to be ready and completely prepared to have more children. True. Yeah. The trauma. Yeah. And I have one. Anna's got one, and I know you've got a few, right, Mikaela? It is. and it's a challenge, but I feel like it's a beautiful challenge. Okay, and see right underneath of it, you got 3. Yes, right underneath of it, Anna, you got the 8 of Pentacles, which is trying something new and continuing to work hard at it. Continue to work hard at parenting, and find new and better ways to parent. Okay, that sounds about right. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, you Anna, you have one more card left, but I'm gonna hop into Makia's Makia's reading. Okay. Okay. Excuse my burping. Beautiful indeed. Yeah. Okay. I've got questions. And Makia, you want all 3 cards on this one question? I want to know who is causing the drama and issues within James and Makia's relationship. Who is causing the drama and issues within James and Makia's relationship? Makia rocks. Makia rocks. You have a good day too, Anna. For Makia. For Makia rocks. And let me know, Makia, if you want all 3 cards. For Makia. For Makia rocks. For Makia. Let's see. Who is causing the drama and issues within James and Makia's relationship? Who is causing the drama and issues within James and Makia's relationship? 7 of Cups. Okay. Is it me or him or both? Yes, all 3. Okay, good. So that I can continue shuffling. Okay. The first card that came out is the 7 of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. It looks like it's both of you. Okay. Maybe not one more than the other, but there are emotions that the two of you are holding back and not expressing, and not because you don't care about each other, that you don't want to express it. It's just like I'm seeing oh, is this are we gonna meet in a gray area, or are we going to meet in a black and white area? If I say this to her, is she gonna think that this is black and white? Or if I say this to him, is he gonna think that it's black and white? Like, both of you are like kind of wary, and so you've got, the 7 of Cups here. You've got all of these opportunities to express yourself in all these ways that you can express yourself, but you guys haven't chosen that yet. You guys have to kind of choose each other, and that's kind of what's causing problems. We'll go deeper into it unless you have other specific questions, but that's what's causing problems in your relationship. The emotional expression, okay, and honestly expressing. It looks like there's a lot of, hey babe, how you doing? I'm fine. I fucking hate everything right now, and I want to express how much I hate everything, but I don't want you to think I'm a bitch. I'm good, babe. Okay. Or, babe, you okay? How you doing? I'm fine. I'm fucking gonna kill this bitch at work, but I don't want him to think that I'm nagging or being annoying. Oh, I'm fine, babe. Is that your boo? Are you his boo? Is he your boo? Then y'all need to be booed up. Then y'all need to act like you're booed up, and you need to express your emotions like you're booed up, and create a safe space to do that with one another. Create. I didn't even see this magician on the bottom of the deck. Create a safe space to express your emotions to one another. The magician has everything she needs, right? Let me show you everything she needs. She got her pentacle, she got her cup, she got her sword, and she got her wand in her hand. Okay, she has every single thing that she needs in order to create, and in order to curate good conversation. She said, I want to break up because I'm tired. Do what you have to do. But this is what's causing, this is what I'm seeing is causing problems. Okay. Now, do you want to ask some other specific questions, or do you want me to just continue to go into what's kind of causing problems? Okay. This looks like this is most of it. It looks like there might be a little more. It's not that safe space for me. Tired of arguing. Okay, so let's just go deeper into that. Okay, what's the arguing about? Can we go into that? Let me know. Okay. Why are they arguing? Why is Makia and James arguing? Where is the arguing coming from? Okay, you want to do will have to move away. Will Makia have to move away? Let me clear the energy real quick. Will Makia have to move away? Will Makia have to move away? Will Makia have to move away? You got the Sun card. Okay, it's looking like that's something that might have to happen. This was the split, the Ace of Swords, especially if communication is such a problem, or if starting new conversations and if brainstorming isn't working, or if it's a problem, if you're not getting the results that you want or need, then moving away might be an option for you. It's probably something that might help. Okay, and it could be temporary or permanent. The energy is still really up in the air because you haven't made a decision yet, because it's something that will need to be created. Okay, you either create a safe space where y'all can talk, or you create a space where it's like, look, I'm done and I'm out. Okay, underlying energy is the 10 of Pentacles. So the underlying energy of will you have to move away, with the 10 of Pentacles, that talks about happy family and happy home and a wealth of family or wealth in the home. Okay, and so in order to get wealth and happiness in the home, you got the Queen of Swords underneath of it. You might have to take some bold action. You might have to take some honest, strict, and straightforward action. And speak your mind honestly and with integrity. Okay, and that is looking like that's something that will make things a little brighter, make things a little bit easier. Will James neglect or try taking the kids from Makia? Will James neglect or try to take the kids from Makia? You got the Page of Wands. It doesn't look like it because it's especially with this very young energy coming out. It's looking like he might play around with saying something like that, but he wouldn't actually do it because he's not in a position to do that, and he's not in a physical position, and he's not even in an energetic position to do that. Okay, like that's like not even anything that's like truly on his mind, even if he said that before. Okay, he no, because there's a part of him, it's looking like it's coming from his higher self. His higher self doesn't really even feel like he would be. He says this, wow, he doesn't even look. His higher self doesn't even see him as in a position to actually do it, and so it sounds like that's all talk. The way that he says it, he's just talking out of the side of his neck. On the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. So that's definitely him not taking the children. Because if he does take some kind of action, he will do that by himself. He will move away by himself. Neglect. Unfortunately, I'm getting the energy of neglect and not fully neglecting, but like spending some time away, because the Hermit goes away for a little while to do soul searching and then comes back to life, or then comes back to whatever it was that they were doing before, with the new information that they learned while they were being a hermit. Okay, and this just kind of tossed away. I didn't mean to toss it away, but it was tossed away. It was tossed away because that's something that won't even last forever. Okay, that's something that will kind of be thrown out of the window, even if it does happen. Okay, now right underneath of this, you got the Death card, which is transformation, of course. And so during this time of possible neglect, or this time apart, he will go through a certain transformation, and it's looking like it'll be a transformation of the emotions that will lead him to jumping into a new experience with you. Okay, now take the new experience, how it resonates, because it could go either way. It could be a new experience and we come together and we, but this is kind of looking like a new experience, as in we need to reevaluate where we're standing and what we are going to do about this relationship so that we can have a certain breakthrough. Okay, now there is a little bit of hope here. Okay, you got these couple of 111 on the clock, and you got these couple of cups cards here, and then you got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there is a sense of hope. There could be hope, but where it is right now, like there's some stuff that he needs to work on. There's like some serious and that's how it feels. Not because I'm exasperated, but that's kind of how he's feeling. Like there's just some stuff that I need to work on. Like there's stuff that I feel or that I sense that I just don't quite know, and like I need to figure this shit out. Okay, is that something that he has said here recently? I need to figure this shit out. It's not fair. Honestly, as much as I want to hermit, yeah, exactly. That's not fair. It's not fair for him to hermit and isolate away from you and the kids. And of course, it's not fair for you to hermit and isolate away from the kids either. I mean, unless y'all are doing it together in a productive way. Okay. If he's spending a week away and you spend a week with the kids, and then you spend a week away, he spend a week with the kids, that's more fair. Beyond it just being like, oh boy is MIA, so like but is that yep to I need to figure this shit out. Let's see. Sorry, I got my alarm going off here. Exactly, man. Okay, come up with something. Come up, or try to at least but really try to come up with something. And even if you're like, look, do you need some time away? Because I need some time away too. You spend a week with the kids, I spend a week with the kids. You spend Mondays and I'd spend Tuesdays, and yeah, try. That's all you can do, because I don't know him, and I don't know every single dynamic of your situation. But let's see. I mean, this is just a little bonus. Like, will that work? Will that work for Mikaela and James? Will time away? I want to ask what may work. Okay, what may work? Let's see. Okay. 7 of Swords. All right. Being honest with yourself and not being deceptive. Okay. What else will work? What else could work with what else could work for Mikaela and James? 4 of Swords, taking a step back to look at the bigger picture. This is literally rest. Taking a step back, being honest with each other, because you haven't fully, hence the 7 of Cups, right? You haven't been fully honest with each other. It's looking like you're doing a little more with being forward than he is. But getting rid of deception and betrayal, getting that out of the way by talking about it. And then while you're talking about it, talk about how the two of you can give each other rest, whether it's a mutual rest, like we care about each other, or like, look, are we together or are we not? And if we're not together, you take a week, I take a week, or however it is that you come up with. That's something that will work. You guys need to talk. Like, you guys really need to talk. And I know it's like, oh, sometimes talking is just impossible. Okay, write a letter. Like, write an actual letter. Once again, got the Death card on the bottom of the deck, along with the 4 of Swords. So that's something that will transform the situation in your relationship. Is giving each other space and time. Guess what? I feel good. Yeah, no problem. So much talking going on, no action. Make a plan. There's some writing that needs to be done too, hence these communication cards, because writing is a form of communication. So communicate by way of writing, or even communicate by coming up with an actual plan. Even if you come up with a plan by yourself, hey babe, can we talk tonight? Or spring it on him when he's sitting, when he's in there, whatever it is that he's doing, not busy. So I came up I came up with this. If you need space, then I can take the kids for this week, but I would expect for you to take the kids the next week or the next 2 weeks. And I feel like that's only fair, especially if I'm not doing what you need me to do, and I feel like you're not doing what I need you to do, because like this and this. So we've talked a lot. We've talked a lot about it. We've talked a lot about it because it looks like he interrupts you. We've talked a lot about it. We've talked a lot, and holding up your sheet. We've talked a lot about it. This is the action that I want to take. We've talked. We've talked. This is the action. We talk so much, and we need to take action on something. This is what I came up with. If you want to change a few things, or if a lot, he interrupts you, right? If you want to change some things, or we can negotiate, okay? But this is what I came up with, because I need a break. You need a break. We need to figure something out so that our kids are safe and happy and fed, and so that we're not each burnt out, and so that we're not each doing more than the other should be doing, because we got these kids. They mine and they're yours. So let's make it happen, right? Let me know how it feels. Yes, I will make a plan. Because I mean that masculine, and not everybody is the same, but men work better when they can see stuff. Like the masculine brain, what I've learned, they work better when they can like see and comprehend something. If we're just coming at them with emotion, then they're just like, all right, I mean, yeah, but what? But you like with a contract and a pen, like, and they'll be like, oh shit, hold on, let me read this shit. You know what I'm saying? Black love, exactly. And we need more of it. We're getting there. We are getting there with the black love, but we need more of it. And the black family unit is so important to keep together. And that's what I've been getting so many different synchronicities, about the Asiatic families being and staying together. It's so necessary. It's so necessary. It's necessary for all families to grow and to be together, especially if you have kids together. But if you find out that you're not in love, there's still a way to raise your kids together without being all up in each other's grill, right? Right. My baby boy is teaching me that being a man, I expect better. Being a man, I expect better. Maybe not. You expect better from James. But yeah, is that what you mean, or you expect better from your son, from your baby boy? Is your baby boy your son, or is your baby boy James? Let me know, because it could be either way, right? But yeah, and that's a part of my mission here. And not I'm not the only one, but part of my mission is to heal the masculine, because the masculine has gone through so much trauma of a group of men saying this is how men are supposed to be and what men are supposed to do, and that was never really the case. Um, the visual learning, oh, your baby boy is teaching you the visual learning, and like how men, yeah, my son has taught me a little bit about that as well. Like I be sitting here trying to like explain to him, and he's like, he's just sitting here like, okay, I'm just over here doing my thing. But then like when I show him the pamphlet, he's like, oh, bet I could do this, like Legos or Connects, you know. Yeah, I think that might be part of that Y chromosome. Who knows? I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. But I learn stuff and pick up stuff. But yeah, healing the masculine, super big. And they've dealt with as much trauma as we've dealt with. in someone telling them that they're supposed to be a certain way, in society telling them that they're supposed to just shut off their emotions, and that they're supposed to just be macho men, and us women have been traumatized too, thinking that we are supposed to deal with everything emotionally, and that we can't go out and work, and that we can't think for ourselves. That's those are different traumas, but I mean they're similar, but Y chromosome. Yeah. But yeah, part of healing the masculine. That's why I'm so very grateful to have a son. I mean, I'd be cool if I had a daughter, but I'm very grateful that I have a son, because he's teaching me so much about men, about what a man is, what a man could be, where men have not been nurtured. And I'm learning a lot from my son, and also from my twin, from my divine counterpart. About what needs to heal in the masculine in order to have strong family units. Because even though life in the world is not just about survival, and not just about being fruitful and multiplying, life is not just about that, but it is an important part of our existence as humans. And if we don't have strong family units, then how are we supposed to survive? And it's not just about having babies, but it's more about how to raise up a better generation, because that's what children are for them to be better than us. At least that's what I was taught when I was a kid, and that's what I've come to realize. Like, I don't want my son to be just like me. I want him to be better than me, so that he can go off and do bigger and better things for the planet. And of course it takes a village, and it's not just about mom and dad. It's about the extended family you have, or the friends that you have, and building families in a sustainable way. You know? All right, I'm gonna stop ranting. So exactly, grow our family dynamic. Yes, and there's so many ways that we can do it. It's not Family doesn't look like just one thing. Family is everything. Family is a spectrum. Just like we're learning that everything's a spectrum, the way of learning and perceiving the world is a spectrum. What they used to call autism, the sexuality and gender is a spectrum. With the non-binary movement that's going on, and family is definitely a spectrum, because there's not just one way to do it. Different ways to do it, different for everybody. Awesome talk. Yeah. Have fun. And I'm glad to have helped. And I am here to be of service for you. I'm going to continue crocheting. And